Today I'm going to show you the LG Optimus One. This is a budget Android phone. I bought it for $338 Brunei. It's running Android 2.2 or Froyo. It has a 600 MHz processor, 512 megabytes of RAM. As you can see here, this is a 3.2-inch capacitive screen, so you can just slide your fingers across. 320 by 480 resolution, which is HVGA, not as high resolution as this higher-end smartphones, but I believe it's sufficient. So if I just take a brief look around the device, on the front you have the 4 Android buttons: search, back, home, menu. Notice there's no optical or physical trackpad on this device. Nothing on the left. On the bottom, micro USB. On the right, volume, up and down. On top, standard 3.5mm headphone jack, and here's the power button. On the back, 3-megapixel camera, and if you open it up, you'll be able to access the SD card, micro SD. Do note that you can actually unmount and take this card out without taking the battery. Just move this metal thing up and take the card out, and obviously the SIM card is underneath the battery. So I'm going to show you what LG has done to customize this Android phone. When you first start it up, you'll notice this customized LG home launcher. So it has 5 home screens by default. You can change that accordingly to 7. So initially it's 5, but you can change it to 7 if you wish. And this is the application drawer. It actually categorizes your applications into downloads for all the applications that you download after you get the phone, and basically an application category. These are actually all the applications that will come default with the phone, and if you perform a factory reset, these applications will remain. A nice thing is you can actually add a category, and you can actually move items around. You can move items around by just selecting move item and click and dragging the item to a particular category. It's a nice feature, but as you notice, it's not exactly the best in terms of usability, because you would need to drag your icons from the bottom for download applications all the way to the top, and as you can see, it doesn't happen very quickly and you have to wait for it to scroll. So it's not ideal, but I guess it's a good functionality that it's there. So done. So they have 2 applications in the new category. Another thing that LG has customized is actually the keyboard. So as you can see here, I've actually configured it to be a phone keypad layout, which is something I pretty like because it enables easy typing for single-handed use. And due to the protective text, it actually predicts most of your words pretty well. If you want to go to symbols, click the symbol or mode, and then you can scroll through or pan through the actual symbols to type. It's not ideal. It gets kind of tedious looking for the symbols, but I guess it's better than nothing. Do note that it also has the standard QWERTY keypad layout. But if you see here, I'm not too sure whether it shows it on camera, but this is not exactly a very big keyboard. It's only 3.2-inch screen, and as you can see, my thumb covers like 4 characters. So people with fat thumbs may not like this phone because it's a bit hard to type. I guess the predictive text helps. Another nice feature about this, it actually has voice dictation. So click the voice dictation. Hello there. And as long as there's a data connection, it will be able to convert what you said into actual text, as long as it recognizes what you say. The only gripe I have about this LG keyboard is in landscape mode. You can see it takes up quite a bit of space. The buttons are squarish, and actually I find it pretty hard to type. Maybe it's because there's too much thumb travel, and you only get to see about 2.5 lines of text. If you were to change it to the standard default Android keyboard, you will be able to see a bit more text. So you can see here there's 4 lines now. I find this default Android keyboard a bit better to type in landscape mode. Also, on this Optimus One, there's actually a customized notification bar right at top. As you can see here, there are some custom toggle buttons. So obviously the first one's Wi-Fi, Bluetooth, GPS. This is basically mobile data. So if you want to use your 3G when you're out and about, you just turn off the Wi-Fi and this will enable 3G data. So you can see, you should be able to see there we go. Shows the 3G data was connected. But yeah, there we go. And obviously the last one is for sound. So if you want to toggle sound off and on or vibrate mode, that's it. So that's, I think, the last and third main piece of LG customization. I've read that the camera is actually slightly customized as well. So I'll show you the interface here. You have to touch to focus, or touch the button to focus. You can't touch the screen. You can only touch this button to focus it. So touch. So you can see there's a box that comes up. That means that it's focused. Let go to take the picture. If you don't want to take the picture, just focus it. Whoops. Just focus it and slide your finger off. So I mentioned this phone runs a 600 MHz processor, and actually it can run Angry Birds. So for those Angry Birds fans, you can play it on this device. However, on levels that require a bit of CPU intensive physics processing, it will tend to slow down. So let's see if I can demonstrate that for you. So once it loads up, I'll load level 2, because this shows the slow processor in action. So as you can see, the snow is slowly falling, screen's unresponsive. It's a bit, in a sense, it's lagging a bit because it's trying to initialize the level and calculate some values. Usually it doesn't happen on every level, but usually it only happens in the beginning of the level where it's trying to start everything up. So once we see the snow falling smoothly like so, things seem playable as normal. So let's try this. But obviously if there's a lot of things going on, you see it's going to slow down a bit. Not too sure what it's processing now, but it happens at times. Usually when you hit a few things, things will tend to slow down a bit, but once it's finished calculating everything, it tends to speed back up. So for all those Angry Birds fans, you can play it, though it can get annoying at times because it's slow like this. Overall, this is a pretty good phone. The 512 megabytes of RAM make it smooth, gives it a nice fluidity. So you can actually, this is the browser, you can pinch to zoom. YouTube videos work, so there's no flash. Do note, there's no flash on this device. But if you click on a YouTube video, you can actually just load it up in YouTube. Yep. Another thing about this phone, it plays decent video. Currently, I watch a few video podcasts from revision 3, and the thing I like about it is that it's able to play the videos without any transcoding at all. So if you play the large MP4 format, let's play it in the default video player. As you can see here, it's smooth.
Hello, friends on the internet. Trivia time. A, have a full episode Tuesday, or B, and I had a great time.
So this is one thing I like about it. You can play revision 3 videos without any transcoding. So it's actually the MP4 large format. The video is actually 640 by 360. So despite the video resolution being bigger than the screen itself, it still plays smooth. It scales it nicely, and it still plays smoothly. Do note it doesn't support FLV out of the gate, so you need to use things like Rock Player to play that. It only seems to be able to recognize MP4 files. MOV, let's try that. Cannot play this content. So this phone actually also comes with the ability to view document files, Microsoft Office files. So this is a doc file, a Word file. Comes with Think Office or Think Free Office, which is able to load these files if you need to use it for work or downloading attachments, viewing attachments. Obviously, it will also view PDFs. So it seems to take quite some time to read this Word document. As you can see, you can actually edit the file as well, which is nice. I have not tried that, but I guess it's a good functionality. Let's see if it opens DocX. It seems to be able to open DocX files as well. That's great. So it supports all versions of Microsoft Office. That's great for anybody who needs to use this for office work, just to view office attachments for work documents. So that's good news. So there's PowerPoint, Excel. I guess it does take some time to actually open the file, so it may not be the best experience, but I guess it's better than nothing. So reading PDFs. So let's start with a small PDF, 2 megabytes, 24 pages, Fedora 12 installation, quick start guide. Seems pretty decent. Double tap to zoom in, move around, give it some time to clearly render the text. Seems to be a pretty decent experience. Let's try something a bit more challenging. So 3 megabytes, 284 page PDF file. Seems fine. Might take some time for it to render the initial page. Seems fine. How about this? A 12 megabyte comic. Or 11.8. So give it some time to render and show this. Double tap, scroll, seems very good. I guess This is all thanks to the 512 megabytes of RAM that allows it to cache more and just gives it a pretty good experience. So as you can see, the 600 megahertz processor doesn't seem to be too much of a concern. Only things like Angry Birds, or if you play videos that may not support high quality videos, high def videos, I believe would be definitely out of the question. But at the end of the day, it's a budget Android device. I don't think you should be asking for too much. So this is a 480p video. Cannot play this format. I believe it should be able to play in Rock Player. Let's see. So you can see it does show up, but it's lagging quite a bit. So 480p doesn't seem to work, so I guess 720p will be totally out of the question. 720p, Rock Player. It plays it, but obviously does not play it smoothly. As you can see there, it's slowly loading bit by bit. But overall, the LG Optimus One is a pretty fine device. Totally worth the $338 I paid for it. If there's any other things that you want to ask, do let me know. But all in all, I highly would recommend this device to anybody starting off, getting their first Android phone, or just somebody who wants to take a look at what Android has to offer. So I hope that helps you. If you're looking into getting this LG Optimus One, or if you have any other questions, anything you want to know about the device, feel free to ask. So with that, thanks for watching. Bye.